specific, detailed trivia and fetishize precise, specific attributes like glasses or personality types.
I like that they always got to have that fetishism in there.
Hey, get out the bingo card.
Oh yeah. What is it? Yeah.
Okay. We are on the air. If everyone's ready, we can start recording pretty much right now after I get this drink of lemonade.
Yeah. Sorry, somebody just wrote "fuck New Mexico" on my timeline.
What, they didn't like Albuquerque?
No, they didn't. I don't know. I guess the crack whores at Whataburger are distracting.
Okay. Drop-in's good. That's good. Those are good. This is good. I'm good. Everyone ready?
Ready.
Ready when you are.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome to NTR Radio. I'm Tom Enforcer Anubis.
I'm K-Gods.
And I'm VZ Mark II. And I got a little something to show. Even though I know people won't be able to see it, so I'll have to describe it.
That's why you watch it live.
Okay. 1 Hidamari.
Nice.
2 Hidamari.
Very nice.
Yes, Hidamari Sketch Season 1 and 2 on Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
You know.
Yeah, I am Mr. Boring. I ended up getting those on DVD.
I'll probably get them on Blu-ray.
Well, I had them on DVD. I still do, but you know, just.
I like the show, but I only go double dip on something that I'm like obsessive over.
I'll probably get them on Blu-ray. As soon as I got those friggin' the Strike Witches Blu-ray DVD combo box, I figured I might as well.
Yeah,
since they're gonna give me the Blu-rays anyway, I might as well start going Blu-ray on everything.
There's very few shows I'll like double dip for. That's one of them. You know, when they do the eventual, because Sentai licensed from Bandai the first season of K-On, but right now it's only going to be DVD. When they do the Blu-ray for that'll, you know.
Yeah, that's got to get a Blu-ray release.
Yeah, I want to get the Blu-ray.
It's that popular.
I want to get the Blu-ray for the Monica movies, but they're just a little bit much right now.
I still need to see them.
Okay, well, Anime Expo has ended for those out there in internet land, and all of us
over.
Well, none of us went, so.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
We know someone that went, but.
I know a couple.
We know people who went, but none of us went.
In fact, there's a picture of one of them that I have that is sleeping with their porn.
There you go.
Like
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're just laying on the floor with like this satisfied hands behind their head, you know.
And like the ever elusive Bigfoot, was Zach sighted? That's what I want to know.
I'm sure.
I can imagine he exists and was there, so I can imagine he was sighted.
I know he was there.
Unless the theory that it's a sentient bot.
Some kind of anti-Moy Brigade Skynet.
Yeah. the collective consciousness
doesn't actually exist. Just he's
it does exist. It does exist. It became self-aware.
Just an underground server farm. Just a whole bunch of
consciousness of the anti-Moe Brigade. Which, by the way, I love that in the forums for the new season, people have been using that term, anti-Moe Brigade.
I'm saying it, yeah.
So apparently, did you really coin that term, Anubis?
Yeah.
If I didn't coin it, I made it popular. I popularized.
Okay,
so I might as well have.
You know what? You definitely made it popular because I've been seeing that now there. Real fast.
It's nice being important.
Yeah. Real fast. I watched 2 shows from this season so far. There's a few more I'll check out. It's not going to be a big season, but it'll be in the middle, which is fine for me. The first one I checked out it's got a long title, you know, but I just used the shortened thing. Loco-Do, which is the one
okay.
about with the one of the two shows animated by Studio Feel. I liked it. It's here's the thing about Studio Feel. You always got to give them. You always got to give them at least a try. Doesn't mean you automatically like it. 'Cause it's not. I didn't care for like I couldn't get into like Mayo Chiki, but here's the thing. They're always gonna be like hyper pervy, whatever, or whatever.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's why they named it Feel.
Yeah. Put it this way. It's about a girl who and the uncle makes
I don't
him
like where this
makes
is going.
her,
Yeah,
and her uncle makes her an idol.
I definitely don't like where this is going.
And she goes like, was it because she wanted she didn't have enough money to buy a swimsuit, and so the uncle like gives her an advance, like, we could buy it now and then we'll pay you after you do this thing.
Okay.
And
all I can see is that Fistful of Dollars reference.
wait. It gets fun. It gets yeah. There was a part where she was, because she's like flat chested, and it's like,
Of course she
but
is.
I'm so flat chested, and the uncle's like, but that will just bring in more of the enthusiasts, and I'm like, yeah,
he's not wrong.
Captain Awesome Uncle, Apex Uncle there.
Captain soon to be in jail Uncle.
I love that. Yeah, so that's the thing. Anything by Feel, you always got to give it a try.
So that's basically my policy with as far as era anime goes with Studio Poro.
Pretty much.
That all their stuff kind of has that same look to it.
Yeah. I mean, there's the other studios I do that with is also KyoAni and Shaft.
Right.
The only one, well, I completely skip Mikaku City Actors, but yeah, I don't fucking care about that. But yeah, the other show I checked out I watched this morning, Rail Wars.
Oh, that's one I've been meaning to check out actually.
I
saw that literally. I saw that one picture, like that one official art with the girl, the two girls in the uniforms and the one with the gun. I'm like, okay, I'm sold.
Did you see the one with the gun in the cleavage?
Yes, I saw that one too. That one was amazing as well.
It has potential. I don't know if it'd be a keeper, but so far I'm with it. I like the sensei, the one you see with the glasses. I call her Saggy Naggy because the way the tits are drawn, it's like slightly saggy, or at least in one shot. But what is it?
Mileage.
It's actually the character designer is the one that did for the Witchblade anime and Dragonaut. And yeah, he's definitely like a tit enthusiast character designer.
That should be like on.
Oh, I think he did. I think he also did.
Hey, whoa! That should be on a business card.
Tit enthusiast.
I think he also did for Sekon no Quasar.
It should definitely be on a business card.
Yeah, I did Sekon no. So yeah, I both of those I recommend to at least try out. I'll try out also this week Hana Yamata and the other show done by Feel, La Bonneville, I think it's called, and also Sabe Gabu.
They really just need to make a show just called Bad.
Bad.
Oh, there was actually a cartoon in the 90s called Bad.
No. You're missing the joke here. As in, it's by Feel.
Oh, Bad by Feel. Bad Feel.
or Feel Bad.
Feel Bad.
There was actually a show. Wait, but there was actually a show in the 90s. It would stand for the Bureau of Alien Detectives.
That is a
if
very
I was part
90s...
of that bureau, I'd put in for a name change.
It was basically
that sounds like something that should be something good.
No.
It was like basically Men in Black before Men in Black.
Oh, there you go.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that's very 90s sounding.
No, actually, the most 90s cartoon would be sounding name would be Extreme Dinosaurs.
Okay. A couple other things that have popped up, some of which are just okay. First, I got to point this out because I've been seeing it, and it's kind of like the elephant in the room. Sailor Moon Crystal. Now, I got to mention something about this. I have been scouring around just looking at reactions to it. I haven't seen it yet, but I've been looking at reactions to it, and there's one thing I keep running into that just is very puzzling to me. Maybe you guys can make sense out of it. I don't know.
Sure.
Right. Here's okay. I'm obviously just kind of paraphrasing and all that good stuff because I'm not going to go look it up again. Yeah. But what I'm basically seeing is I never saw the original one, but I have unreasonable expectations for this.
You know, I'm knowing the current landscape of the Western anime fandom, I'm not really surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised.
This better be a masterpiece. I didn't watch the original one, but this better be a masterpiece.
It's because Sailor Moon is such a known thing for anime. It's been referenced so much in, like, you know, whenever Western
I understand that. That's not the point. Not at all. The point is, if you didn't watch the original one, where is your frame of reference here?
What perspective do you have on
this program?
I understand, yeah. For some reason, I feel like I should be pumped because I used to be really into Sailor Moon, but I just don't have an interest in seeing this, and I don't know why. You know,
like, I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not like pumped for it. And I'm a guy who was pumped to see the original Sailor Moon. So it's like I appreciate that it's coming out, but it's not like the thing to see for me this season.
Okay, on the flip side of things, something that's actually hilarious, in case a lot of you missed this, I'm sure plenty did because I did. Most of us were barbecuing on the 4th, or you know, swimming or doing something.
I was not.
Of course you weren't.
There was a family barbecue today.
Okay, well,
I was doing neither. One, because I can't swim.
Stop revealing weaknesses like that. You're damning yourself here.
I just hate the sun.
Okay, but here's what happened, from what I understand. Tumblr went to 4chan.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, take down
in an attempt to raid them.
Yeah.
This did not work. Not only did it not work, it backfired
real bad.
Because then you actually pissed off the denizens of 4chan, and they started grouping and followed them back home. And apparently, we're just like basically harvesting all these tags and just
they took all the
fandom
hashtags and just
spammed it with like gore pics, like pornography,
porn and all this awful
hacking
stuff.
People's accounts, just posting trigger-oriented things, which I can't even say that without feeling like I did something wrong. Like trigger, like, you know, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like,
but look who started this though. Of all things, why in the world did you think you could go there and do this?
Because
there would be no reprisal.
They think they're more important than they are, and they're far too big for their britches.
Now, there's two reasons I didn't see this or hear anything about this until after it was over. One, I wasn't home. I, unlike some people, was swimming and eating.
Yeah, I was doing neither of those things.
And then at night I was ducking, not sure if I was being shot at or somebody was just doing fireworks. I am kidding. But somebody was shooting up into the air.
Naturally.
If you live in the Midwest, that's just part of the landscape. It's not like the big cities like, you know, Chicago or something where it's just like, I'm sure there's that to a degree, but when there's not giant skyscrapers all around you and things like that, there's just more the
What
likelihood
K-Gods is
is
saying is that there actually is a gun culture in America.
I am not saying that. Do not. There is a Gundam culture. That is a little different. But apparently this went about as you would think it would. It turned out like you think it would. And apparently there's more raids in store.
Oh yeah. This is gonna continue.
I do not envy these Tumblr people right now.
No, why would I envy them? They started it.
Well, no. I'm just saying. I'm not Mr. 4chan. I don't post there or any of that crap.
Neither, but it's like.
But I did. I couldn't help but laugh and feel that it was totally justified in a way.
Yeah, it's like, you kind of did this to yourselves.
Yeah.
You stuck your head in the hornet's nest and then didn't think you were gonna get stung.
Exactly.
With honey on it, no less.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you hit it first.
Oh yeah.
You freaking
And then did it.
hit the thing with a baseball bat and then wonder why you're getting stung.
Basically, so that was kind of interesting. Beyond that, playing hard video games that were pissing me off. Not in the same way it usually pisses you off, Anubis, where you're going, damn it!
I'm getting kicked in the face. I was playing a lot of Armored Core over the past week because I actually found people to play with. No, Armored Core Verdict Day. I actually found people to play with.
The only Armored Core I ever played was on the sampler disc of PS1 that
wasn't that demo ballin'?
Yes.
That's what got me into Armored Core.
I just remember making like the blinding white or whatever, like color all the pics like blinding white. One of my
ones in Verdict Day is actually just this stark Stormtrooper white. It's amazing. Actually, it's not very good. Actually, it's not very maneuverable. I don't use that one very often.
If I may point out, was this when you were being cartwheeled?
No, this was not when I was being cartwheeled. When I was being cartwheeled, I was using the most maneuverable one I had, and was still getting cartwheeled.
Yeah. Oh, but here's something. Even though I haven't seen the show, but I know you really like it, K-Gods. The Valve the Liberator is coming to Blu-ray.
Yes, I did see that.
And Jay, what do you think the reaction was?
There was no reaction.
Yeah. Maybe 2 individuals complained about it, and everyone else ignored them.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
There was like no reaction because for once maybe people thought, hey, whoever likes it's going to get it, and no amount of bitching is going to stop them.
I'm gonna pay this much to see my raping on Blu-ray.
Yeah, even if that's what your motivation was, you could do better than that.
That's the only thing I know the show for, and Mecha. I haven't actually watched it, but yeah.
Okay, so there's that. I did not hang on every word of the shit. I wasn't hanging out on Twitter the entire time when like all the news was coming in and all that.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I actually had planned on doing that, but again, things happen.
Yeah.
I just know, what is it? Looking at the ANN forums for the summer preview, and what is it? Anubis, how does it go? Past performances.
Past performance is always an indicator of future results.
Exactly. And what was the conversation? How did the conversation go? What was?
It was one person brought up moe anime, like moe shows, because those are still a thing, right?
Did you know that Lucky Star started moe shows? That there were no moe shows before Lucky Star?
Very nicely inserted.
Yes. Wow. I'm just amazed, like how these people ever got into.
I don't know.
At any point.
Personally, I got a big laugh out of the Mazinger Z review.
Oh yeah. I saw that because it was like.
I just was like scratching my head, just like, what did you expect?
I kind of figured that that's what the review would have been. It's like, see this if but that's exactly what those old robot shows was, basically the same thing every episode.
But one of the comments that cracked me up, I don't even know if I saw it there, but I saw it somewhere, that it was formulaic, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
Formulaic started. It pretty much started.
The VCR is formulaic.
It basically started the thing. Yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't.
Super Mario Bros. Is formulaic.
I know, right? Like pinball. That's old hat. Just clearly.
These are our anime journalists.
Well, clearly,
people.
I don't think that was a journalist who said that, but
look, okay, this is the Western fan base, folks.
But
they
clearly,
don't know a damn thing about it.
Right. Clearly, whomever I guess said it, clearly has no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah. And you know what? I wasn't alive for Mazinger Z either. But I still know about it because I seek knowledge and seek to gain perspective, and apparently that's dead now.
Well, the other big not selling point, but the big wah point, I guess is a better way of putting it, is that is the main character Koji is sexist.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Go Nagai, and all. Okay, first off, an early show in the 70s from another culture, being examined through the lens of 2014 by somebody who...
2014 American feminism.
Yeah, basically, right.
Tumblrism.
Well, I didn't see any Tumblrisms that I can remember. I mean, I didn't see anybody complaining about ableism, although that would be incredibly funny in a mecha show.
Well, hey, we got doozy bots.
Hey, there was complaints about there not being window wipers.
What?
Like if you had all this technology, couldn't you just afford a pair of wipers?
No, what? They're just getting ridiculous. They're just nitpicking now.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
And I can't stand that. Window wipers.
This is coming from a show where a robot has boob missiles.
Yeah.
It's Go Nagai. Have you seen Go Nagai?
No, they haven't. I'm gonna say it right now. Bet money they haven't.
Just I don't know. Maybe it's because I've seen a lot of his old stuff and just looked at a lot of his manga and things like that. But
yeah, that's the thing though. You have perspective, and they don't. And they
I've looked at the mangas for his stuff too. Yeah.
Is it repetitive? Of course it is. It's a monster of the day, a monster of the week show.
It's a super robot show. It's the super robot show.
Pre-VCR, which means once you saw it, that was the only time you were going to see it.
Exactly.
You were not going to be able to watch it again. It wasn't designed to be archived. Even though I'm glad that this stuff is coming out, I'm just saying it wasn't designed for being archived.
It's a show from a bygone era, in a genre that we don't see very much of anymore, from a different culture, from a very, very specific director and whatnot. It's it's a genre establishing show, and
I bet someone
can have the perspective to see any of that.
Wait, let me guess. Did anyone say it was merchandise driven?
No, I did not see that.
All right,
I didn't see that, but
considering that
what did crack me up was the idea that this type of show, as you said, from the way it was, the way it was delivered, the medium, the way it was presented.
Yes.
It wasn't meant to be marathoned.
No, it was not.
No.
Literally, this is not a show that was designed for you to watch in succession in that way. So if you do, I mean, you can obviously you can, but at the same time, that's not the way they intended you to see it.
Exactly. It's a product of a different era of anime, completely. This is pre-Ava. This is before the 26-episode show became the norm.
Well,
Mazinger Z is longer than that.
Show became the norm.
Mazinger's like 100 episodes. So
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna
This
say.
is way back then.
Yeah. The norm was the 50-episode robot show.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's before even that. It's a product of an era that is no longer this era by a long shot. Because right now the average is 13 episodes.
Because people don't have the sort of. It's also the different economic environment and market environment to where pretty much the 12, 13 episode, or sometimes the 26 episode, show is made.
Well, the only thing, if I recall, that he put out prior was Devilman, right?
I think Devilman aired the same exact year.
I thought that was Cutie Honey.
No, Cutie Honey was 1973. I think both Mazinger and Devilman came out in. But remember, these are adaptations of his manga.
Of the manga, right? That's right. I'm looking at my little list here. That's right. I completely had that reversed.
But, by the way, I'm glad. Even though I'm not as pumped about DVD releases as I am for Blu-ray, I am actually glad that Violence Jack is coming out.
Oh, that's a good point too. If people are bitching about Mazinger being offensive.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I actually may have to sit there and wait for a review of that so I can gloat.
and eventually they'll probably have to release Angel Cop.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
be
point
surprised
this
if
out.
that didn't get a re-release.
I'm just gonna point that out. If you're going to, don't censor it.
No.
No.
I mean, yeah, the ending is fucking racist as hell.
If you want to put a sort of disclaimer in the beginning.
Okay, well, whatever.
That's fine.
I wouldn't really bitch about that as long as they don't, because I'm a big stickler about that kind of crap.
Yeah.
I agree. Because I've seen stuff where on Western releases that I have that still get done, the whole changing the age of the one character and Hatsukoi. Yep. Just and it totally doesn't make sense even in because she's clearly a middle school student.
Exactly.
And everybody else is, because I was actually rewatching. I was kind of skimming through it because I wanted screen caps, but I was kind of skimming through Hatsukoi Limited.
You mean she doesn't go to it? You mean she doesn't go to a 2-year bullshit
2-year junior college?
That we pulled completely out of our ass.
Because the Anubis saw the show too, where the character was trying to propose marriage, and she's like, I'm only 14, And in the Sentai release, it was they changed it to 16.
I don't know.
That was.
It seems random.
It's not necessary.
But in Japanese middle school, it's not. 14 is high school. 14 is still middle school. It's basically 7, 8, 9 grade.
Yeah, there's no reason to make that change.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm not sure if I would. I don't. I was gonna say I wouldn't buy that they didn't do it on purpose.
I felt like they did because I've seen any translation for that, and I looked at even the translation from the manga, and it says yep, same exact line, 14. Yep. It's not.
That's what I'm saying. Is if you would think if they've been around, and assuming they have a lot of their same crew they still had during the ADV, translating crew, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. They've been in the game long enough to not make that kind of a rookie mistake.
Right. Yeah, it just is just a definite conscious decision to do that.
It just seems completely random considering some of the other stuff that they just,
In any case, couple quick announcements. I will be at Kineticon. Not only will I be at Kineticon, I will be press at Kineticon.
Awesome.
How'd you get that? Just out of
I applied
curiosity.
for it.
Well, I know you applied. I didn't think they just like mail bombed you with it out of nowhere. No, I mean like when you applied for it, like what was the credentials there? I'm just curious.
She's Lost Control Media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, I'm gonna be there at Kineticon with the press badge. So like we get to go to these things in the morning where they have a whole bunch of the guests and we get to ask questions and stuff.
Yeah, well,
So that's happening.
that's cool.
Kineticon, I still need to pack actually because it's next weekend. But Kineticon's happening. Also, the store Shin Akiba, that's coming along pretty well. I should actually be able to start selling stuff right after I get home from the Kineticon. So that's going well as well. In any case, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I got tickets for Comic-Con
Ballin'!
for Saturday.
Yeah, I heard those were just going out the door.
Yeah, so I basically was pretty lucky to do that. So look for a guy. I'm gonna be wearing my Mayoi Hachikuchi T-shirt.
Good call.
I thought you were gonna say backpack.
I want one of those. I
do not want one of those.
That doesn't sound like it would be good for any reason.
I want to know what exactly that orange thing is. The thing with the claw. Thing that looks like Agumon from Digimon.
Yep.
It's like...
In any case, that's the break. Keep it right here on NTR Radio. Okay. That and...
Okay, I will be right back.
Roger.
I will return in a few minutes.
And that can be turned off. Okay. That.
I can't believe there's no sound.
Yeah, now I'm just choosing which music to play. What's this one? No. Let's do this, and then turn that down first. This, and then this is what happens when you give me like a ton of music to choose from, because then I can't choose one.
Shuffle, bro.
Yeah, but because it reads like all the sound files on the device, we might just get drop-ins in between there.
That would actually be kind of funny.
That would be hilarious. It'd also be awful. Let's go with Daytona USA. No, that one.
I gonna fly,
before the singing, I was about to say it kind of sounds like the prelude to Skinamax porn. You could almost just see like a plumber, coming in like well, I'll fix your pipes, but I don't have any money, that kind of shit. Sorry for putting that mental image in your head.
Okay. I might as well talk about it during the break instead of on the actual show, but I actually saw Transformers: Age of Extinction.
Oh, how bad was it?
Actually, you know what? I will say it's a big improvement over the others. It still has the Michael Bay-isms,
Naturally.
but
Of course it does.
But you know what? For one, the best thing was I was not cringing at the dialogue.
That's Michael Bay movie.
I always I cringe at the dialogue of all the other ones. I mean, I was kind of disappointed that the Dinobots don't show up until like the last half an hour, and I really wanted Grimlock to talk, and he doesn't. I really was hoping it was a little it was basically more like they really weren't the main focus of the movie. I like there was this sort of character that was supposed to be like Steve Jobs. That was pretty amusing.
Except alive.
Yeah, but he was kind of like he had this like company, and him and this like CIA type of guy were like working together, and they were working with Transformers technology, and they had Transformium.
And, that's just
yeah, and basically
that's worse than Gundanium.
They made they made Galvatron by because they had the head of Megatron and the other Transformers that they like heads that they captured. But I will say I was enjoying it much more than I thought I would. Again, still has a couple of issues, like I said, but at the most I was not cringing. Especially the first movie. The first movie, the one that most people like, that was the worst one.
You're speaking Greek because I didn't watch any of them.
Oh, okay. Actually,
I'm not into Transformers. I'll just say that.
I know. Well, if you ever want to start with Transformers, don't start with the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah, I could pretty much guarantee that's not going to happen. I wouldn't watch a show I like that he does. If he did it. For one,
by the way,
your script, especially if you had it like for the hearing impaired, and you had like the subs on, it would just have constantly explosion written across it.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, this is why one of the reasons I hate going to movies is people bring their little kids, and it's like they make like noise and shit, and I'm like just like almost like telepathically like just saying shut up, tell your kid to shut up, and it was luckily the movie was so loud that it drowns out anything,
I guess Michael Bay is good for something.
THX.
Yeah, if you're gonna do Transformers, I would just say watch the original 1986 movie, because that to me is like the apex of the bubble economy co-pro with U.S. companies type of thing that I'm such a fan of.
Okay. Are we all ready
Yeah.
for the second segment?
Let's get back to.
Yeah. Let's roll.
All right. In 3, 2. Wait. Okay. And in 3, 2. Welcome back to NTR Radio. So this topic was my idea, and it's sort of predicated on one of the recent Ask John articles on AnimeNation.net. The article is what defines a hardcore anime fan, and I sort of extrapolated to that into being an anime fan and all of what that entails. So,
I watch Naruto. I'm an anime fan. I'm an otaku. Of course, now we gotta
we'll get to
change that.
otaku later, but because I've got some words for the whole otaku thing here in the West, but part of my thing is there seems to be this aversion to separating separating into different sections of fandom, and I think that's something that we do naturally, and it doesn't need to be a negative thing. But a lot of people see it as a negative thing, like just straight out. Like people will see there, like in gaming a while back, there was this whole thing between casual and hardcore, and a lot of people saw those as value judgments, and they weren't meant to be that at all. And so I
would say probably more than anything else would probably be determined by actual time spent.
I would actually disagree with that and say that the difference between casual and hardcore, and this is for gaming, this is for anime, this is for like airsoft, for basically any hobby. The difference between casual and hardcore, as far as my perspective goes, is not necessarily time spent, but how deep do you get into it? Like, take airsoft. You could be the guy who has like his jeans on, a polo shirt, a battle belt with some magazines in it, and goes with his M4. And that's sort of casual. But you can also be like the guy who has a plate carrier, puts books in it to simulate weight, and has like the helmet and the and customized guns and whatnot, and that's more hardcore. Like gaming, you could be the guy who plays through, I don't know, plays through the campaign of Halo, plays some multiplayer and all that, or you could be the guy who will compete, or who will play something like Virtual On and try to be the best in the world at that.
Or someone like me who, do you just buy, a pen and some I don't know, loose leaf paper, or do you buy like actual, artist paper and buy like, actual artist archival quality pens and shit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was specifically speaking in regards to gaming, by the way.
Well, I understand that, but
I've heard the argument that like people who tend to buy like Nintendo and Wii tend to be casual, while people buy either Sony or Xbox are the hardcore. I don't buy that, by the way, but I hear that's kind of
there.
Depends on what kind of games you like.
To a certain extent, it's what games you play, but to a much bigger extent, as far as my perspective is concerned, is how you play those games. It's not what you do; it's how you do it. That used to be
you could be the most like hardcore Mario player or something.
You could go balls deep in Mario. That's
there's enough Mario.
No, I gotta give my. We're not going balls deep in Mario. Sorry. You can get.
Mamma mia!
you, but you
That's a
can.
spicy meatball.
The princess has the balls. Princess, that's not the peach. That's the balls. Like
Okay.
like a
That's a
bigger
horrible mental
meatball.
image. Stop.
Bigger
So
meatballs.
okay, so you can go ham on Mario, and that's hardcore. You could be the guy who's trying to speed. If you're a speedrunner, you're probably hardcore. If you're the guy who's trying to find all the little places where the game breaks, that's hardcore. Or you could be the guy who just, yeah, I'm gonna play Mario. I play Mario casually. I have no interest in getting there the fastest. My concern is even getting there because I suck at that game. But like it doesn't matter what game you play to a certain extent. I mean, if you're the kind of person who plays Virtual On, it's probably more hardcore than the kind of person who just plays Mario. Just because Virtual On requires that level of skill and that level of investment from the get-go to even beat the game. But to extrapolate this into anime, there are some people in the anime fandom who are hardcore, and there are some people who are casual, and there are some people who aren't even anime fans. They're just fans of things that happen to be anime, and that's something we need to realize, and that's something that it's not a negative thing, but that's something that we need to realize and be able to engage with. So we're not all. We don't. Oh, you're not a real anime fan. Some people aren't into anime like that, and that's something that needs to be addressed.
Which, by the way, I wonder if no, you could go. Okay,
Quick observation there. Just from personal experience, the folks that I've happened to run into that seem to fit that category, in many cases, seem to have a tie-in from like science fiction and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I wonder what, because I still really love Transformers, but at the same time, I barely buy any Transformer toys anymore. So I don't know what that makes me in regards to that.
Yeah. That's a good question. But as far as anime goes,
Fuck the domestic toy scene, by the way.
Yeah.
Hate buying stuff and.
But so let's talk about these different levels. Let's go from lowest to highest.
We've got levels for you.
This isn't lowest to highest as a value judgment thing, as trying to as a hierarchy thing. This is just low.
No, it's more. I got a good example. It's like if you've ever seen Spaceballs, it's like the speeds.
Oh, ludicrous speed. Ridiculous speed? Ludicrous speed! Right, exactly.
Yeah, so...
Don't forget to buckle your seatbelt. Buckle this.
So let's start at the lowest level. The people who like things that happen to be anime, who are fans of things that happen to be anime. So, I mean, you've got
that's
people
definitely like the sci-fi... That's definitely like a lot of people who are sci-fi people who then, were looking for more sci-fi and just anime happened to be there.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like people who've seen Miyazaki movies. Like casual, regular people who've seen Miyazaki movies because they were brought over here by Disney.
Yeah, just people who are fans like animation, but maybe not anime itself.
Right. And
that would fall into this category.
Fans of things that they might like some anime, but they don't like anime specifically, and that's the sticking point. They're not anime fans in the sense that they like anime specifically as a medium, but they are fans of things that happen to be anime.
Most of those people tend to only watch things that are like movies or like I hate using like auteur, just or shorts that tend to someone be, know, but you'll never get them to watch a TV series or whatever.
Other than certain TV series. Like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
Well, yeah.
All roads lead to Cowboy Bebop, after all.
Actually,
Attack on Titan.
I thought that was Black Time.
Apparently, all roads lead to Black Time too, because that just got mentioned.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Well, soon everything will be leading to Attack on Titan, because that's the big thing that's a lot of casual people gravitated towards.
I don't know if that'll be like around as long as Cowboy Bebop, because that's the real big thing.
You gotta wait 10 years before. You gotta.
And I can't see it having that kind of longevity.
Remember, people were like, remember how huge like Boom and Bust a Full Metal Alchemist was?
Yeah, but it's not nearly as big as it was before.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And it did have that reboot with Brotherhood.
Yeah, the reboot didn't seem to generate as much as the original show.
Oh, of course not.
But if we're going to talk about this category and expand it a little bit here, not in terms of inclusion, but actually about the individuals that actually make up this kind of I don't want to say a pyramid, because that's not really what we're going for here. But basically, these folks are also the ones that tend to come in and don't understand kind of the eccentric kind of things that happen in anime.
Yeah.
That's because they don't they don't really pay attention to the culture. It's just another cartoon to them, basically.
They haven't immersed themselves in.
These are the same people that, why are their eyes so large? You know.
Yeah. Yes. These
Like,
are probably also.
Which to be fair, I think all of us had that idea as soon as we saw it.
Oh, certainly. And like to a certain extent, a lot of us went through all these tiers here, went through all these stages.
That's an interesting way to look at it, as not just like a placement test so much as a
progression.
Yeah, there you go.
See,
So,
again, like I've talked about how I got into anime through this weird way that a lot of other people actually got through, which is through like robot toys, which is again robot toys up, robot anime up, then anime in general. Just there's cute girls in anime. I like both robots and cute girls. But so that it's kind of like that sort of progression for me. Which again, there actually is there is there was a group of people who those are kind of like the Toy Box or Collection DX people. Like a lot of those people got into it that way also.
Right, and like it's a progression, but the thing is, some people stay behind.
I was just gonna say, some people choose not to do it.
Exactly.
Oh, that used to be like I'm sorry you're keeping interrupting, but
No, it's not.
that's kind of like I hear a lot about like the arguments about DBZ, where people who are into DBZ only stayed with DBZ.
I would think that this would still fall into this first category we're talking about then, because they have to dislike something that happens to be anime.
Yeah, they enjoyed the show DBZ. The show DBZ happened to be anime. That doesn't make them fans of the medium, but that makes them fans of that one show.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would be this next tier that you've kind of devised here?
So the next tier is like, you've realized it's anime, and you start watching stuff knowing that it's from another culture, and enjoying the little idiosyncrasies that it has because it's from this other culture. You start noticing the differences and you enjoy them. So that's like I started out with stuff like Speed Racer and all that, and this is for me. This is when I start watching Toonami and stuff. Start seeing Sailor Moon and Robotech and Gundam Wing and Tenchi Muyo and all that stuff.
This is how you know it's live. I can hear either gunshots or more fireworks.
There you go.
I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody else can hear this, but
This is where you start.
Gunshots and fireworks. Totally American here.
Yep.
That's how you tell we're in America. I can tell we're in America.
So like this is where you start understanding that this is anime. This is stuff that's from this other culture, and I enjoy it, and I'm gonna kind of sort of seek out stuff.
Why do they have blonde hair?
Yeah, why are they all white? Like
Why are they white? Oh, yeah.
I thought this is from Japan. Why are they white?
Why don't they have slanty eyes?
But yeah, this is
okay. Go back to Stormfront, asshole.
But yeah, so at this level, this is like the casual level. So it's people who would follow Naruto and Bleach and One Piece, but they sort of just follow the series. You're watching anime, but you are just watching anime. And you're enjoying anime, but you're just enjoying the show itself.
And you're
not
also, I think, also
involved
casual
in the culture and whatnot, and you're not getting involved in the discussion and whatnot, but you're just watching that show.
I think that would be like a lot of the Toonami watchers.
Oh yeah,
Adult Swim watching.
A lot of. I would say from.
Which, by the way, I would categorize my cousin as a casual, which is nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying
there's nothing
be
wrong.
A casual anime fan.
Once again, none of these are value judgments. They're just assertions made based on observations. But what I see with a lot of the modern Toonami watchers is that they lean more towards the hardcore because they're getting involved in the discussion and they're getting involved. Like they know more about Japanese culture than maybe the people who watched Toonami back when I was into it. Because back when I was into Toonami, that's basically all I was doing. For the majority of me watching Toonami, it was just me watching anime. And I would like research stuff that's into the anime specifically, but I didn't know anything about who directed it. I didn't know anything about the cultural influences that made this stuff come about. I didn't really know, understand, or have any desire to learn any of that stuff.
That's a little down the line.
Yeah.
That's another tier up. But a lot of the, like, I used to go to an anime club at my local library, and it was a lot of teenagers and stuff, and they were all this tier of anime fan, where they'd watch the anime, they'd read the manga, and they'd be really into it, but they didn't go any deeper than that, really. They'd be really into the anime, but they didn't really go into any deeper than just the media.
Any deeper than Mario? I'm sorry. That is still like just horrifying mental image right there.
I think you need a Mario.
Because I'm seeing Toad and all kinds of.
You really need a Mario soundbite, I think.
I'm gonna have to get the Super Mario soundbite after
Death
this.
music.
It's just awful.
I will not sleep. Good night.
Yeah, but yeah, because I went through that progression where I was watching Toonami and all that, and I'm sure a lot of people went through that level of progression, especially the people who are now really into anime and really into the culture and trying to learn all this stuff.
I have a question now. What if you're at the higher level and you meet people that are in the lower level and you feel like you're having trouble, like, because sometimes it's like you want to say stuff, but it's like they're not at the level. How would you engage with the same level?
I think we should cover something like that after we're done.
Yeah.
I think that would be best covered after.
At the end of the.
After we.
Question time is at the end of the seminar.
But yeah, that's a good thing to keep note of. But
sure it is.
But okay, so let's move on to the next level. And the next level is people who watch the stuff, recognize it's anime, enjoy watching the anime, and also seeks to gain perspective on it. And that's
Yes.
knowing stuff about the history of the medium, knowing stuff about the culture behind the medium, knowing stuff about who makes this stuff, how it's made,
Who are the people that make it? Who are the studios?
exactly the studios, directors, writers, character designers. This is where you start getting people who recognize these names, who recognize
Now,
Mario.
what would the buying, like the people who actually support this stuff, would they be in the casual or would they be in this level? Because I know
The-
casuals do buy stuff, but they only buy the stuff that they're kind of really into, and nothing really outside of that, really.
Well, some of that
Well,
could
that's
be
it.
monetary in nature.
Yeah, like if you're buying stuff, I would, especially nowadays, especially with
Yeah.
the realities of the market with streaming and getting so big.
Mm.
If you're buying stuff, you probably edge more towards hardcore because you have a desire to own it.
I think also that, but I think once you go up the higher level, you understand I have to buy the stuff to support it, or even if you're not doing it to support, you just whether or not you care about supporting it, or it's just I really like this thing, I want it in my personal collection.
Certainly, and I believe that for a lot of people, it's the latter more than the former. They understand that, like people like us, we understand that we have to support the stuff, but we buy it because we want to own it.
By the way, at the level that you're talking now, see, I can never get into Tezuka's stuff because I find his stuff so far removed from what I look at now, what allows. But you can't like deny his importance to the medium, and in a way, I find the man himself and what he did more interesting than what he created. If that makes
Exactly,
sense.
and it makes a whole lot of sense, and that's a big point that I should emphasize. It When your desire is to gain perspective, watching the stuff and liking the stuff from way back when isn't always necessary, but it's certainly necessary to understand what like understand where it's coming from, understand like the history behind it.
Mm.
If nothing else, it helps kind of make sense of what would otherwise appear to be kind of a chaotic world.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, why are there panty shots? Well, you see, you go back to this one guy, hint, go to guy.
so at this level you get the people who endeavor to gain perspective, who know the people, know the names, know the studios, they're also into the medium. They have a desire to own this stuff. They have a desire to own merchandise. And this is getting into the hardcore level now, where you're devoting time and energy to learning this stuff and knowing this stuff simply for basically to engage with other fans about this stuff and to know about the medium.
Shall we move along?
Yes.
So, sure. So basically that's the three levels. You got the people who like stuff that happens to be anime, the people who like anime, and the people who like anime and try and want to gain perspective on it because they like it so much. So it's like the people who technically aren't anime fans because they don't like the medium, they just like specific works. You have the casual anime fans and you have the hardcore anime fans. And once again, just to make it clear, they're not value judgments. They're just observations based on behaviors.
And the fourth one, hot gluing.
Naturally.
that would be the eighth.
That's an entire other, like, it's the three here, and then that one's off to the side of the third level.
It's like if you look at a Germanic language branch, how Yiddish is just kind of off to the side somewhere.
Yeah.
Buying an official Japanese release Dakimakura of the character.
Yeah.
Not one that's like at a con that's like, bargain price. No, you're buying the actual $100 Dakimakura of the character that that I think that would be the highest.
That's like upper level hardcore.
And you walk around in public with it.
Exactly. That's past upper level hardcore. That's being crazy.
You buy one that's used.
That's just dumb. Why would you do that? Actually, no. That's which is actually hilarious, because that one right there, the new one I just got. Let me see if I can point it. There we go. That one right there is actually used. It's a friend of mine. She sold it to me. She washed it before she sold it to me, though. So it's all right.
So, yes, it's
actually
not like that.
Really nice.
Why is there no Dakimakura?
You get it off eBay.
Why is there no Dakimakura for Mayoi?
I'm pretty sure I've seen one before somewhere.
But it might be like a Dojin one versus an official, I've seen official Hidamari sketch ones.
Naturally.
But yeah, so to go back to VZ's question about how to engage with the casual fans if you're a hardcore fan, I think it's like, because you kind of got to ease them into it. If you're talking to a bunch of people who just watch anime, I think that you got to ease into it, and you got to kind of. This is gonna sound like I'm trying to I am value judging people, but you kind of got to be on their level with it. You gotta say, hey, I don't know, if they
in the olive branch type of build the bridge.
Yeah, because you can be the person who gives them the motivation, or the drive, the desire to wanna start gaining perspective, start learning this stuff, and start understanding stuff about the medium, rather than just watching the shows. That you can potentially you can be the guy who has them think, hey, this stuff's I really like this stuff, and it's pretty cool knowing
Japan
what's
is
behind
sexist.
it.
I'm watching all this anime, and I learned that Japan is pretty sexist. Japan is pretty.
Then you got those guys.
They're not progressive enough like us.
Well, okay. Here's another thing, and this just is a personal observation, but I don't know anybody that's in this hardcore level or tier, as you so lovely put it there, that didn't get there on their own.
No, nobody got there. There are very, very few people, from what I understand in the anime fandom, who got to the third tier on their own, who didn't have someone there to kind of cultivate that desire to gain perspective.
I did on my own.
No. Yeah, see, that's actually what I meant. I think
that's a rarity, though.
I kind of worded that kind of iffily there.
Yeah.
That's more what I was trying to say. I don't know anybody that got to these absurd levels that didn't have I think it's a personality thing more than anything else, too.
To a certain extent, being able to get there on your own is a personality thing.
Some people are just more obsessive about the thing that
certain
they're
things.
into.
Yeah.
And that definitely is a personality thing.
Yeah, so because certain people, and I agree. I don't think you should try to force the person to be obsessive, but at least
if they're not pumped about it, they're not pumped about it. But at the very least, at least you could try, try and say, hey, this was made by the same people who made XYZ, and like they
I think that's how
Actually,
it
that's a
kind
bad
of.
example.
I think that's how it kind of does start though. Is you start kind of going into brand name type things.
exactly.
And I think that is what kind of builds it, because like you start liking stuff by a specific company or animation studio.
Yeah,
And-
you start liking stuff from a specific company, or you start liking stuff from a specific director, or you start liking stuff in a specific genre.
And if that happens, you often like start hammering it down even more. You start breaking it down further than that.
I
Like,
remember liking both the artwork for both the oh god, what was that? Shit, what was the name of that game that Satoshi Urishihara did? So
Langrisser.
Langrisser.
oh yeah,
I remember
Langrisser.
really
Those
liking
games.
the art in that, and also seeing the art for Plastic Little, and then it's like, oh wait, that
Yeah.
put them, yeah.
There you go.
I still remember, and that's a good example though, because that's very distinct.
Oh yes.
You will not confuse his stuff with someone else's.
No.
I also like how this, like, years after, one of my favorite episodes of Transformers, called The Primitives, and I found out that it was directed by a very well-known guy called Masami Obari.
Uh-huh.
And yeah. Basically, if you know what he does. First, he's known for like the really hyper stylized mecha, but he's also like for hyper stylized character designs, and a certain one, Gao Kaiser. So that guy.
And that's one of the things you start doing when you get to this third tier is you start making these connections. You start making like
I think that's the bridge. I think that really is what the bridge to the higher ones basically is you start seeing patterns, because by nature humans spot patterns.
exactly.
All kinds of shit.
Yep.
And they compartmentalize things.
Exactly.
But we're database animals.
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Moo, I'm an animal. Moo, give me more girls with glasses, please.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about this otaku thing.
Yeah. I
So,
think
like,
I'm a bad boy for being obsessive.
and here's the first assertion I'm gonna make. In the Western fandom, there is this aversion to using the word otaku. Like, at a certain level of, and this isn't part of the 3 levels at all. So we're wiping this off the screen right now. We're on a new PowerPoint slide now. At a certain level of the anime fan, of being an anime fan, you might start to refer to yourself as an otaku because you're really into anime, and like this is like a person who really likes Naruto and is 14 and wears the Naruto headband. They might call themselves an otaku, and at a certain point in time, a more experienced fan will tell them, let's bring that PowerPoint slide back. Someone at that third tier.
Yeah.
Someone at the lower levels of that third tier, mind you, will see this person and say that, and see they're calling themselves an otaku, and say, you shouldn't say that. That's a derogatory term in Japan. And I don't think a lot of these people. I don't see that from everything I've been reading, from everything that I've seen, read in Otaku Spaces by Patrick Galbraith, all that. I don't think that otaku is used that way anymore, and I think that a lot of people still think it's used that way specifically because they were that guy and they had someone tell them that it was a derogatory term, and that kind of perpetuated that. And it certainly was in the past, but the Miyazaki killings were what, like a decade and change ago?
Try 20 years ago. That was like 1988 to 89. So
2 decades and change ago. So
Yeah.
that the entire and a lot in even when you hear that people say, "Oh, otaku is a derogatory term," no one ever bothers to mention that the reason it was a derogatory term was basically a media campaign. The mass media turned otaku into this this gross insult that you never call someone.
Also, I believe, like when you see, especially on Senkaku Complex, like the idol otaku, you know, I fap
Like
in my
the
hand, I jizz in my hand and shake I
the
consider
image of
those people a different.
the image everyone has of otaku when they
That's a
like.
different group of people than like regular anime otaku. I think most idol otaku aren't probably even like those people.
No, I would bet money that most idol otaku aren't like those people.
But
Because otherwise,
opinion views.
otherwise it wouldn't be news. The fact, by virtue of it being news, we know that it doesn't happen all the time, because it's the news.
It doesn't quite have the same. Oh, there's a shooting in downtown such and such, and it's like
Yeah.
now sports and weather.
Exactly.
But how do you feel? All right, how do you feel about like the whole? See, the problem with quote unquote, I don't know, like scholarly people, maybe at the upper tier, but at a different upper tier, is they'll sit there and they'll go like the whole like, well, the reason Japan's population decline is you got all these people who just want to sit there and watch anime all day and fap to their Dakimakura pillows and buy anime figures. And
I would
they're not
say.
needing
Okay, I have to interject here. I think that's completely different right there. I think that is more armchair sociology than anything else.
yeah.
To a certain extent, but there are some anime fans saying this.
Yeah,
They,
that's the way.
I feel like these are people who are entering tier 3 but are still on the lower level. They sort of kind of they're kind of like pretenders to the throne, right? They're faking the funk because they think they have perspective when really all their perspective is coming from it's coming from preconceived notions about otaku.
Oh yeah.
Two, it's coming probably from, to a certain extent, it's coming from our mass media that makes such a big deal out of, all these weird people in Japan who aren't dating. That it's coming from
Young Turks.
yeah,
Young
exactly.
Turks.
It's coming from those two factors. They have a preconceived notion, and it is reinforced by people in our society, in our culture, who kind of look at this stuff and say, this is weird because it's not like the way we do things.
Now, I have two things I want to bring up. I think you guys will have. One is the self-hating otaku. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I
I
know
would
exactly what you mean.
say,
The guy
yeah.
that's at the lower part of the third tier, but that really doesn't like that he's at that level.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are the types
the
that
way
we
I
associate with
like-
having like that we associate as being stuck in the past too.
Yeah, well, I classify people like Daryl Surratt like that. Like they really resent the fact that they're this knowledgeable about all this stuff.
Okay, to put that kind of under the microscope for a second here, it helps if you have other hobbies.
Certainly.
But also, how do you feel about people who were once super hyper into it and then they fall out, and it's like they're quote unquote graduated from anime?
Sometimes it's time to put it to bed.
I mean,
There's nothing wrong with putting it to bed.
Taste change.
I used to be. I'm not gonna say the same thing again. I used to be really deep into Sonic the Hedgehog comics, and now I'm not nearly as deep into Sonic the Hedgehog comics.
I used to be a big gamer I don't. I very, very casually do I play games, and it's mostly old games.
Yeah, exactly.
But
You were at tier 3 for gaming, and now you're at tier 2, and that's 100% fine.
I used
I
to
don't
play
mind.
sports.
I love watching those
I still
classic
play
game.
Forts.
I still love watching those classic game reviews because I'm always learning about new shit, especially new but old games, but that I never seen or
Right.
heard about. Just like, oh shit, I never knew this existed. You know.
And to a certain, I'll take that back. To a certain extent, you still might be at tier 3, just not tier 3 for modern games.
Yeah. I don't own any modern consoles.
Right.
Yeah, here's some pen and paper. Let's play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Come on, we'll get some dice, and
You don't want me on your D&D team. I played that game one time, and I shot our cleric in the leg by accident. Bad roll. I don't know how, because we were fighting a giant spider.
Oh, I used to own, but only for the art that was in it. I used to own a role-playing book for, get this, Macross 2.
There was a Macross role-playing game that I didn't play.
But specifically Macross 2, the 6-episode OVA. It was a role-playing game book based on that.
That sounds awesome. I need to play BattleTech again because that was amazing.
Oh, I used to own 2 of the books for that too, even though I had no idea how. It was like, how the hell do you play any of this? Oh, there's some cool art in there.
I love the fact that this is all just bringing me back to our conversation that we've had both on and off the air about Risk.
Some people are on tier 3 of Risk. We call those people insane.
Anubis wants to make his war room. Anubis wants his
I'm doing the war room. It's gonna you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna print out like a massive ass picture of the Strike Witches world map.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put that on the table.
But Anubis,
and then you're gonna get
need something to represent.
Then you're gonna get the craps things, where you're moving shit around.
Yeah. You need something that represents you got the Moe and the anti-Moe brigade.
Yeah, but Flowers of Evil didn't come out with any figures.
Well, you can always buy those JoJo Bizarre Adventure figures.
Nah. You can just get a.
That's not anti-Moe enough.
No, I know what you can do. You can just get like a plaster cast of one of the characters from that. Just have it made.
Why would I spend money doing that?
Well, you need if you're running a war room, you need the pieces.
You can print out the Flowers of Evil characters on like cardboard, and then just like put it on there. Like
like the welfare little BattleTech figurine.
Something like that.
Actually, I was thinking more along the lines of. I was thinking more little lines of the little green army men.
Oh, they have
and instead of like having the green army, instead of having like those, you could have, I don't know, just like print out super deformed pictures of annoying characters like a Yase.
See, I wish I had the rifle around me because I was gonna make an example. What is the army man that does this purpose for? Like he's got his M16 and it's up here. What's he doing?
He's surrendering.
He's waiting to be a victim of a magnifying glass.
And I know what he's really doing, but why is that army man there? Like he's the Vietnam guy who's trudging through the river with his M16 held way up in the air. But like, why is that guy in the army man's set?
Maybe he's he's the Vietnam vet that took some of the brown acid that got snuck into.
or was nearly hit by Agent Orange.
They have like quote unquote like the equivalent of army men for I showed you Anubis. Those the Gundam ones.
Oh yeah, the Gundam army men. Those look so cool.
Zaku, and they come in like this little round case, and so the pictures of that.
That would be cool. I would be tempted to set that up.
They have both Gundam. They have both like GMs and Zakus.
I can just see you sitting there with the little the little pusher, like moving, like yeah, exactly, moving like the Zaku's and
they're
like,
all
okay,
molded
okay,
in
move
one
this
color.
way in circle.
And they're all only in one
platoon
color.
from Liberians moving in. Anyway, so back to otaku. So I feel like there's this, and to a certain extent, it's kind of perpetuated by this upper level. Well, okay, we're wiping the PowerPoint presentation again. Not talking about 3 levels again. This upper level of anime fans who want to see the word otaku become this pejorative thing in this country.
Well,
And you know what kind of anime fans I'm talking about. Like,
yes,
the kind who say, oh, all the otaku who are mad about free, instead of all the moe fans who are mad about free, because they want to perpetuate this thing where otaku is bad, when really it's not anymore.
Oh, there's one thing I'd like to put it. It's bad until they can use it for marketing. And you know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah.
Because look at the way some things are named.
Yeah. No, I know. I get exactly what you're saying now. Yeah.
Now, how do you also feel about the jaded fan?
Jaded fans?
They're just that.
Yeah, they're jaded fans. Sometimes it's time to put it to bed.
Jaded, but they still talk about anime.
Yeah,
and they're
I
still
understand why
watching
they do
stuff. And I feel like they're desperately clinging on. And I'm thinking, just let it go. If
Sometimes
you
it's time to put it to bed.
This is Al Bundy syndrome. They're still the star football player, you know? But they actually sell shoes.
You want me to play first-person shooters? Something I have no interest in?
Yeah, like, that would be trying to get me to play puzzle platformers.
Come on, Anubis. We all know you want to play Braid.
Mission failed.
Whoever told you that lied to you. It's like if you're just hating everything that's coming out, why are you still watching stuff? It's okay to put it to bed. There's nothing wrong with it.
Now,
There's nothing wrong with admitting it, and you don't even have to be just say, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna watch what I enjoy. If something comes out that I enjoy it, then I'm gonna watch that. But for now, I'm just gonna put it to bed because nothing I like is coming out, and I'm just wasting my time and wasting my energy, and just torturing myself basically watching all this stuff that I don't like.
Exactly. The only other thing that I like besides this stuff, I also love. I've been going on YouTube and I've been watching a lot of. I don't know what to call this. I don't really call it 80s cartoons, but I just call it bubble economy era co-pros, where I just love watching these things. And Adventures of Galaxy Rangers, which has one of the best crazy production value openings I've ever seen. A bunch of other these things. Some of them are excellent, some of them aren't, but I'm willing to watch just to try them out. But again, and I think that's another thing. The difference between the real third tier and the guy thinks that he's third tier is you're willing to watch lots of stuff. You're not going to like everything. Or not, but you're willing to watch a lot of stuff. And sometimes you have to go outside, maybe a little outside your comfort zone, and you might find something that but you at least...
You're willing to do that.
I try out a lot of stuff during the season. I don't watch a lot, there's some people who watch everything of a new season, which I can't fathom.
There's no way I can do that.
But I'm willing to... because it's I don't like to go back, even though there's stuff that I haven't watched that I want to watch now, but I don't like I don't know, it's just something about I want to watch it as it's coming out for some of the stuff, because I like being part of the discussion, at least on 4chan. I wouldn't be a discussion on somewhere like ANN where
what they have is
or if you say what you really think, they'll make you shut up.
Exactly.
Well, I don't About the show Locodo, you know, which is short for local idol. Someone saying, "I hope they have less of that creepy uncle in the next one." And I'm like thinking, have you not seen a show by Feel? Hannah Memo had the lesbian lolicon who constantly molests the main girl who's voiced by Aki Toyosaki. They made Kiss Sis. All right.
That's the other thing. It doesn't really.
They made Sugar no Sora.
It doesn't. This doesn't really fall into these little tiers so much as the people who think anime reflects reality somehow.
Yeah. No. It does not. It never did.
But the thing is you find these in all kinds of places. Obviously, the lower tier, we all had that, idea that, Japan, when we were all 14 or 15 or whatever, oh, hey, there's all this stuff there. But in reality, obviously, it's much more contained than that.
Yeah.
But the thing is you get people that should know better. That's the worst thing. Like, the people who are saying it's causing the birth, it's affecting the birth rates in any way.
It might be a symptom of the falling birth rate. It's
not a root cause.
It's a symptom.
I have to agree with Matt Alt, even though I don't agree with him about a lot of things that when I used to talk to him. I will say Moe is a symptom of the falling birth rate. It's not the cause. I wouldn't say it's the direct cause.
Nowhere near the cause, and it's one of many symptoms.
Which, by the way, wait for China. Give China some time. The same thing's going to happen because you have this huge population of men and this small population of women,
exactly.
And they're gonna not Moe specifically, but something's going to come out of that.
Yeah,
expansion's what's going to come out of that.
We'll cope.
Hint, expansion.
Yeah, but it's I don't know. It's people who just can't expect, or they can't understand that they can't make these connections.
I just think they're too fucking sensitive.
Yeah.
These people are too goddamn sensitive. Yeah. It's like, stop letting. Are you really letting a cartoon offend you that much? Are you that sensitive?
Yes, they are.
I can't fathom that. If a cartoon offends me, I stop watching it, and I'm done. That's it.
I might name drop it as a piece of crap or something later, but
yeah, but that's it. I'm done.
I'm not gonna start a website. That's the thing that kills me when people start these giant campaigns against things they hate, like that, and otherwise are not bothering them.
Hashtag go wipe my ass for me, please.
Well, no. I mean,
here's the thing.
Like, you are putting actual effort and energy into whining and complaining about something and trying to get other people to also whine and bitch about it.
Exactly. It's like it's the dichotomy between positivity and negativity. And there's people who put their energy into stuff positively, and those are all the creators who create worthwhile content. Those are all fan artists. Those are all the people who buy figures, who buy the disc releases.
Yeah.
They're all the people who are buying the wall scrolls and the hug pillows and the posters and all the model kits that I'm knocking over.
Holes.
Your Zaku just fell.
Yeah, I know. They're the people who are making the garage kits. They're the people who are making all the cosplays. And then you have the negative people who can only put their energy into, I don't like this thing, so I'm going to talk about how much I
hate
don't
the people that complain about people creating, these things. Because that's another thing. All right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I keep interrupting you guys, but I just have so many drop-off points. Another thing, the whole remember someone brought out about the whole you're too upset. Is it okay, by the way?
Yeah, no, Zaku's fine.
Okay.
The Hardy machine. The
whole
It's not a
you're
Fetty
too,
unit.
the whole the whole you like this thing too much.
that entire thing I kind of see as an insecurity. Because
it just
you
really
like this
does
thing
seem
too
like
much. So yeah, so you like this thing too much, which
Which
ostensibly to me means there aren't people liking my stuff too much.
Which, my response to that would be, what's it to you? I mean, like, how is my liking of something to whatever degree, like, infringing on your life somehow?
Precisely. Other than maybe being a
Unless
little
I'm
bit
trying to bug
annoying
you to get into it, or
it's like other than maybe being a little bit annoying to you if people keep talking about it, there is nothing that it's doing nothing to you. There's no reason to complain about people liking stuff too much. And the thing is, I've had to explain this to people. I've had to explain to people that, people liking stuff too much doesn't do anything to you. On the other hand, people being so negative about stuff is damaging.
Right.
Because it spreads this kind of attitude that's just continues spreading this negativity.
I think we're gonna wrap it up before things get any hotter over here.
Yeah, before the heat level goes critical. Keep it right here on NTR Radio. Okay.
That was nice.
That was a fantastic discussion.
I really wanted to cut that before you went on to Mad Episode 4 there.
Yeah, no. I don't think I would have given free reign of that, but that was a good place to cut it off anyway. Plus, we have mail.
Yeah,
I
knew it.
4 mails today.
Holy
This is
shit.
amazing. Is it 4? I think it's 4. I don't know. Let me check.
I'm going to rub my nipples during this one.
It's a good thing you're not on camera.
I wouldn't have done that.
I love that one scene in Family Guy when after he was taking care of the chicken.
Is this?
No, taking care of the birds.
No.
And you see the bird rubbing its
Okay.
That one.
That's just one of those things that they reference in comedy all the time. When a guy doing that.
No, but it was the bird doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
I got it.
Oh man, Anubis is gonna get so hard about this show, Saba Gebu. I'm looking at the screen caps.
Let's do this one.
It's like, please don't play the Mario rap. There's already been bad Mario jokes this one.
Yeah, we got 4 emails.
Oh wow! Did you ever see the robot chicken when it was you see Mario and Luigi, they drive into like where Grand Theft Auto is.
Oh yeah.
And I love that they see a prostitute and think it's a princess.
Here's something I'm gonna have to point out with Robot Chicken is I'm not like a habitual watcher of that. I just happen to see it whenever I'm just sitting there and it's on and flipping
That's
channels.
like me and
Even when I watch TV, I wasn't a habitual watcher.
That's me and Aqua Teen Hunger Force, which is why 10 years later I got the whole I am Sofa King.
Yeah, but that's way older than that show.
I know that, but I'm just saying that was the first time I saw that, and I was like, that's why that was new to me.
That's another show I watched just in kind of whenever it was on, and I'm not
well,
doing
the
anything.
reason that the one thing about that show is it's basically me, my brother, and my cousin. I'm Meatwad. My brother is Frylock, and my cousin is because he's the intellectual, and
I don't remember Frylock ever wearing like a beret, and
my brother doesn't wear a beret.
that was kind of a joke because one of the things you said recently is that he has like these very hipsterism kind of things.
No, I wouldn't say he's a hipster. He just comes off as a little I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Sounds
But
phony from what is to me.
No, oh no. Well, he's just the whole like looking at my figure, like Moe figure, saying that it was sexist.
Well, no, I'm saying that because like this person listened or used to it at some point.
No, he still does to metal.
Yeah, like and is complaining about something like that. Like listen to black metal, like a band
Well,
like
it's probably
Gorgoroth.
because I have some of them are like young characters, and to him that's like
No,
I guess
he doesn't need to go in your room.
That would be my thing. It's like, hey,
Hey,
there's the door.
you have entered my domain.
Are you master of your domain?
Well, he was getting CDs, so again.
Yeah, hey, oh, he can do this.
Well, what was the other thing? Was it my cousin is Master Shake because he could be like sarcastic. He's like the sarcastic one, and I'm Meatwad because I'm like the kind of childish, immature one.
If I can't place myself, but there's various relatives I can point out that like my cousin is Nelson Muntz. Like not even joking about that. For an example of that, when he was 15, he stole a bike off of a bike rack.
I also consider myself a weird combination of Butters and Eric Cartman. If I know that's like the weirdest.
Yeah, that's like two polar opposites there as far as South Park goes.
But he steals this bike, okay, and he takes it home, of course. And not long after he gets there, and
filming this crime spree is the best idea.
No. But he gets this knock on the door, And he comes in there and he's like, "Hello," and there's these two cops standing there with billy clubs, And they're like, "Where's the bike, kid?" And his response is just like, "What bike?"
What bike?
You can see, "What bike?" And they're like, "Don't play coy. We saw you riding it around." And to me, the only way I can visualize this in my head is he comes zooming by on the bike, and then they get the dispatch, while they're sitting there in the squad car about a stolen bike, teenager, blah blah blah. You think that was him? Yep, let's go get him. And they follow him home, and he's trying to bullshit them after he's just put it away.
That was my twin.
Nah, he wouldn't say that.
Twin.
He would rather just admit that he did it than say something like that.
Okay.
Like I'm saying, he's Nelson Muntz, He's he punches people like Milhouse.
See, I was very much like Butters as a kid, where I didn't even want to like curse. But at the same time, I'm also like Cartman because I'm like very, you can imagine me being sometimes a little spoiled.
I can't really...
Can I have 2 Mega Man action figures? Yeah, say that. Yes, honey, you can have anything that you want.
Or like when he flips out at that one episode at the birthday party, he's like, he gives him something like...
Ants in the pants. Ants in the pants?
Yeah, you're supposed to get him that toy, and it just flips the fuck out. Yeah, I remember that. A specific character, I have no idea. I find it be easier for someone else to point out what I was like than like, oh, let me dig back, 20 years,
Give me a second. I'm just adding drop-ins in real time.
Awesome. Is there a reason you're doing this?
No.
Okay. Well, you
Yeah,
announced it like it was
twice.
some kind of achievement, you know.
You know it would be a good drop in.
It's because I'm cool like that. It's because
You
my
know,
life is dope and I do dope
I
shit.
got an idea for a drop in. Take from the MD Guys song, "Violence of the Flame," and you should just isolate the part that just says "dangerous, most dangerous."
Now, if we're gonna use a word like dangerous,
which would describe me, you know, because
no. If we're using the word dangerous, we got to use Darkwing Duck.
As soon as you get the Darkwing Duck drop in.
Mm-hmm.
That and that and...
When are we coming back here?
Right now. Give me a second. Hit that. Clear, save.
Mm-hmm.
Save that. E32.
I've been using the Anime Network, by the way.
The Anime Network?
Yeah.
I haven't been on their site in, I think, years, plural.
Not the site, on the TV.
Oh, the on-demand thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done that in years, plural.
I watched this thing called, I didn't know anything, I just was like, oh, let me try it. Was it Magical Warfare? It didn't do anything for me, but holy shit, I love that ending theme.
Alright, everybody?
Yep.
Roll it.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to NTR Radio. We have mail.
Incoming message.
Let me do that again with the volume up this time. We have mail.
Incoming message.
Nice.
Much better. It didn't sound like a shriveled up squirrel scrotum there.
Yeah, sorta. First, we got something coming from Hung Like a Zombie on Twitter.
Nice.
He has a question. Do you put scat content in your guide to the F'd Up Hentai panel? Yes, I do. That was easy.
But how else would he introduce Black Time? It's in the first comic of that.
It's in the okay, so let's go over all the stuff that has that. So the intro AMV, with Euphoria, that's got scat at the end because Homegirl sitting in the electric chair dead with all this. Yeah. So and then we got Princess 69, which the scene I extracted from that is just this fan shape of doo-doo.
I need to see that.
Now, see, the great thing about that is if you're watching live,
is that's just it all the time.
It's just flying out like, like on Double Dare when they had that like Nickelodeon Gak shit.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Okay, so that's.
Which, by the way, you know that stuff on Double Dare was actually oatmeal.
That really does not matter. The imagery comparison was still apt.
Yeah.
So email. This one first coming to us from Drawing Girl, and this is a follow-up to our question from last time.
Oh, nice.
And it reads thusly. Hello, Grand NTR Radio. First off, I want to say thank you for answering my question, and that I promise I'm not upset at all about the rambling and anger you guys seem to have had during the discussion. I completely understand why a topic as heavy as this would make someone feel so upset, but even so, I feel out of any other topic regarding anime and manga that needs to be discussed, the topic of Lolicon probably needs to be discussed the most. I kind of figured that importing stuff that's already licensed here would be safe, which is why I brought up stuff like Monokemono and Koromono Jikan. I now think perhaps not importing any lolly hentai and instead just downloading it is a good and safe idea. But I'm now concerned over stuff like Koromono Jikan, Rokubu, Asarate no Omocha, Paradise of Innocence, or even stuff like Yosuga no Sora or Kiss Sis, which all have lolly-looking characters, even though I wouldn't necessarily call them lolly. I know Koromono Jikan and Rokubu were licensed here, but since they were never really brought over, I'm terrified of importing them, despite really wanting to, for Koromono Jikan especially. As an aside, I haven't seen all the episodes of Rokubu, but I'm pretty sure I want to own it because cute lollies playing basketball is love. And of course, the same thing applies to eroge. For the record, by figures, I didn't mean stuff like Figmas and Androids, because I know for a fact those are safe. I mean stuff like a lolly character dressed as a bunny girl, or a lolly character in suggested pose. Heck, this could even go for mouse pads, such as the Rokubu Oshiri mouse pad. Those are the ones I'm concerned with. Also, since you mentioned something about location, I live in Las Vegas. I actually said this on my blog when I went to a convention. Once again, thank you for your time, and I apologize if the subject is going to make any of you angry, but I think this topic really needs to be discussed more.
I will check. No, you can continue.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, Las Vegas. I think most of your figures you're pretty much okay. Even like like mouse pads and things like that. Like, just by nature of that, you're able to get something like a Miku mouse pad, or just like at a local convention, like I did.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I actually have the Lolicon USA guide here, and I will look up.
Wait, what?
There's a guide?
Yeah, someone made that.
USA?
Yes. Basically, I actually showed you this once.
Is it that 4chan thing?
Yeah, it's basically
where it has like the eagle and the.
It's similar to that, but yeah, basically, if it's blue, if your state is blue, you're safe.
Oh, okay. So we'll take a look at Nevada.
Okay, that is.
I'm pretty
red.
sure. Yeah, I was
is,
gonna say I'm pretty sure that's a red state.
That says Lolicon is completely illegal. There are no bylaws to make it legal. The law is generally enforced, and even looking at pictures posted online could potentially get you thrown in prison. This is a high-risk zone.
Wow.
Okay, well.
Okay, so that.
Detective Conan on the case.
So blue and green are safe.
Wait, green?
Yeah, there's blue, green, yellow, and red. There's different levels.
Okay, I thought you were talking about blue and blue and red as in Republican and Democrat.
No.
No. So because when you said that, well, let's be honest. When you see a map like that and you see blue and red, that's what you think.
No, but in a way, it's almost like when you think about it, it's almost kind of like it's weird how the blue is the safe and it's also
more liberal states.
Yeah. It almost
like my state, Illinois, is a blue state. In the midst of all red states, pretty much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chicago.
Yeah. Oddly enough,
your coasts tend to be more liberal.
What's the one? Is that New Mexico or Arizona that's next to Texas? I think that's.
That's New Mexico.
Okay, that's oddly enough blue, but Arizona is red.
Oh, I could have told you that. Arizona's actually tried to ban violent video games.
Yeah. Oh.
You remember that?
Yep.
Specifically Arizona.
But yeah, Nevada. So I don't.
So you're walking on eggshells.
Yeah.
Trying to get lolly.
You would think of a place where Las Vegas is.
Las Vegas is.
Prostitution and people.
Lolly casino. Lollies in casino.
Pachinko games.
Someone's gotta make an anime about that.
The Lolly Casino? I'd watch that.
Someone's gotta make that. Come on, some studio's
Lolly
gotta
Blackjack,
make that.
let's do it.
We're just walking around with like a cup,
No, and lollies in like the bunny outfits and.
Yeah, no, I'm on board. Let's do this.
And like the Las Vegas dancing show.
Like,
instead of like James Brown or something.
With the feathers on them. Yeah, no, let's do this. I'm pumped. Let's do it.
Fuck.
Fall season 2014. Let's do it.
Outstanding.
I'm ready.
Okay, but yeah.
But no, for real, you're walking on eggshells.
You're
This
still.
map is to be believed. You're walking on eggshells.
You're safe. Again, you're safe with Figma. You're safe with like the Figma, Nendoroids.
And again, anything that you can get locally or anything like that.
Yeah, anything you could get at like a con.
Anything that is licensed here is safe.
Yep.
But I would say just I hate to say it. I hate to use this term. I just hate it. But use some common sense.
Oddly enough,
See, I hate
you would be
using that.
safe. I think you would be safe with Rokobu because there's actually no nudity in that.
Yeah, I think Rokubu would be safe. Kodomo no Jikan, you might be walking on eggshells. It's been licensed here, but not released. So I'm unsure as to as to how safe that would be, because it has been licensed but not released.
Para Teacher. You would
Yeah,
don't even try that.
You can just download that.
You know. By the way, I'm sure you would be safe with also like Kanamemo, which I recommend for Lolicon fans.
Yeah, Kanamemo would be safe.
Yeah.
Kiss X Sis, you're walking on eggshells with that.
So.
Really?
Well, here's another thing, and I know
it's the same reason you're walking on eggshells with Kodomo no Jikan, because it's not straight up sex, but it almost is, and there's a lot of nudity, and there's a whole lot of provocative content in there. So it's not like Tsukide, but it's
I remember that.
getting there.
Okay, well, here's the other thing, and this is very much a double standard, but you'll understand. If you're a guy getting this stuff, you will probably be nailed harder.
Certainly.
It is less. It seems less shady if a woman is getting this kind of material. It just. I know it's kind of bullshit, but I guarantee you that's the case.
Okay, so what's question number 3?
The
email number.
That was the email number 1.
No, I thought email. No, oh no, you had the twit.
Yeah, that was Hung Like a Zombie asking the question, and then this is email number 1, and we're going into email number 2 right now, which comes from Jekyll Geek. Hello once again, NTR Radio folks. I have more questions for you guys. Number 1, how much did your Zero costume cost? How much would 1,000,000 of them cost? Okay, so I don't actually have the full Zero costume. I have the mask, and I have the Ashford Academy uniform, but I've yet to get like the entire Zero getup. But the mask cost me like $200 something. So
he's definitely in those upper tier 3.
Yeah. So let's do some math.
Just to kind of bring it full circle.
To bring it full circle. So we are trying to outfit 1,000,000 11s, so they can all be Zero, and by virtue of that, the Britannian Empire must exile all of us peacefully because we're all Zero. So 200, I think it's like 240, so we'll say 240 times 1,000,000, 1,000,000, $240 million, and that's just for the masks.
So,
evidently the Black Knights have access to a lot of money. Because
it's just on loan from China.
You know, it probably
these cost 5 cents to make. We could charge them doing it. Yeah.
There's some sweatshop, you know, where they got like this assembly line,
making all these Zero masks,
Zero parts, and then you just got the people talking back and forth like, what in the fuck is this thing? Like, I don't know.
Like because all the sweatshop workers, they've all been geassed into making all these masks.
I didn't even think of that.
There's just like, what are they doing?
Yeah, they got like all these mirrors set up to where you only had to do it once. And just like the whole drone army, you know.
Hey, by the way, going back to that other question, can you imagine importing Boku no Pico?
Ah.
I can imagine it, and I don't see the outcome being good.
No, not at all.
I see the outcome being funny, but as long as it's someone else.
Okay, question 2. I'm thinking about how the anime industry is fueled by the loyalty of the fans. how do you think that, given the nature of most anime shows, that they only last 13 episodes and then leave the public consciousness, leaving the little time to build up this loyalty needed to be profitable to the anime industry? How do you think the industry goes about building this loyalty?
I think it's that there's already media that's created from
I
this.
was actually
like
going to say something very similar.
Yes.
Light novels, games.
Manga, just like
Manga.
outside
Yeah.
sources, video games, merchandise.
Yeah, a lot of this anime is based off of previously existing media. That's number one. Number two, a lot of the time after the anime there will be merchandise released, so that's number two.
Yeah.
They're kind of
So
hitting you all on front. They're hitting you on all fronts.
There's still K-On! Stuff coming out.
Oh yeah, it might
Not
be
as
just
much
a
as-
13 episode experience, but that's just the anime. There's still the source material. There's still all the stuff that comes afterward. So it's not just 13 episodes of anime that build the loyalty. It's everything that comes before and after that as
Like
well.
I said, you're getting hit on all fronts. Let's even include the fans in this. There's the fan fiction. There's the
Yep.
there's the doujinshi. There's the
Yep.
both regular and irregular.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
it-
I'm doing drawings for Hatsukoi Limited.
There you
Something
go.
from 2009. So
to a certain extent, the shows have their own loyalty, but to possibly a greater extent, loyalty builds on itself. You have a bunch of fans that are loyal to a series, and that will give the series longevity. That's the problem with all these anti-Mario Brigade people saying, "Oh, well, they don't make stuff that we want," when all these people don't even support the stuff that comes out that they do want.
They
And
don't
that
really.
just proves-
They don't really. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, but that just proves to me that they're probably not really into the thing that they think that they're. You know
Probably
what I
not.
mean?
Yeah, probably not, and that's fine. But don't pretend you are if you're not.
They don't really provide fertile ground to kind of cultivate that either.
Not really. Not at all.
That kind of marketing. But
Anyway.
okay, that was a good question though.
That was a very good question. Next email is coming from Otaku Anthony of the Anime Herald.
Harold, yeah, okay.
Hello, NTR Radio. Got a few questions for you guys. First, I know you guys read doujins, so do you prefer doujins based off of an existing source material, such as an anime or manga, or do you prefer my original book? Do you prefer original books?
Ooh,
Original
that's
works.
Either
okay.
or is fine as long as it does what it.
I like both, but at the same time, just on concept alone, I tend to like ones that are based on things that already are.
I
There,
love ones. It is funny to read ones that are like totally, like, I don't know. I guess I hate to bring it up again, but like was it Black Time for K-On!
yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
because the thing is you can get really wacky with them. In that case, that's a really good example.
Again, K-On! This like pure, inoffensive thing.
But that's why that happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll notice that with other shows that have a similar kind of like completely innocent, non-offensive kind of vibe. But sometimes it's just seeing what kind of nutty shit they'll do with it, and other times it's how can they keep. And these are the ones I like a lot. Obviously, for the laughs, you want to go for that,
Right.
those kind. But for actual enjoyment, however you want to take that. I actually like the ones where they try to keep their personas intact.
Yeah.
But they put them in these like ridiculous situations.
I like it when they keep the art style as close to what it's basing it on, also, because sometimes they like over exaggerate. Sometimes.
They'll drop lines that the characters sound like they would say, given that they would be in that situation.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying about like how sometimes they over exaggerate like their body.
Right, Mogodon.
No.
Well,
yeah,
well, him, he's just funny.
yeah, he works though.
But that's what he does. He takes Rey from Evangelion, and he exaggerates her features. It makes her look like one of those Venus dolls. If you know what I mean by that.
Yes, yes.
You know those old fertility
yeah.
things.
But between the two, though, I actually have come to prefer original works better.
Really?
Just because I feel like a lot of the time they're you don't have to be familiar with the source material. And
Okay,
a lot of the time, I feel like a lot of the stories and the situations are, to a certain extent, like the character designs a lot of the time are just, to me, they're better done than a lot of doujinshi.
I don't know. I think part of the appeal to me is seeing characters you like going at it.
Right.
That otherwise you wouldn't get to see. I know that's very shallow, but you know.
Yeah, but yeah.
Not gonna lie. Hey, who doesn't like seeing Asuka getting railed?
Yeah, there you go.
By George Bush, no less.
Okay, no. No.
Shouldn't it be like Obama by now? Is there one with
No.
No, it shouldn't be Obama by now.
No presidents, okay? No.
Anyway, the email continues. Before I get to my second question, I have to do a bit of a lead-in. Last month, when I was sitting at work, I got thinking about how I miss being able to go to stores and buy anime titles in person. I have fond memories of anime during my earlier years in the fandom, such as buying my first anime VHS tape during the holiday season in '98, or having my parents take me to Media Play the weekend after Christmas in 2001 so I could buy my first anime DVDs, which to this day I still own. However, my favorite memory has to be when I would have just enough money to buy the latest single anime DVD I wanted to get right after it came out. Don't get me wrong, I love TRSI, I don't know, and the fact, and that feeling of going to an anime store and buying anime. Don't get me wrong, I love TSRSI, and the fact
that's the
that
Right Stuff International. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And the fact that I can order Anime 27 wherever I feel like, but I do miss the feeling of going to a store and buying anime in person. I know Best Buy sells anime in stores, but I don't like giving Best Buy my money, and I do not shop at FYE anymore. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, here's my second question. What was your first anime purchase?
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to think a bit about that.
I never really bought anime. It would always be recorded because I didn't buy anime. I didn't actually buy anime until the DVD era. But I will say, I remember my parents buying me the second volume for the Guyver because I wanted to see the rest of it so badly, and they bought it at a convention for me.
I believe my very first anime purchase.
It was a VHS, by the way.
The first DVD to Inuyasha. I still have it, I believe.
I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say. I think my first DVD. I know my first DVD was Transformers the movie. I don't know what my first anime DVD. It might have been like something like MD Geist or the Guyver OVAs, something of that nature.
Okay. Now the first one I bought is very different from the first one I saw. Because let's face it, I was hanging out around my local rental Blockbuster or something like that, and pillaging their. It didn't have its own real section at that point. It was actually there with Buns of Steel and that kind of shit. Wrestling videos, and it's in other. That's just kind of like one of those things that's put away, like, like Reefer Madness or something like that. But first one I actually remember buying specifically is this was the era of ADV and VHS. I remember specifically, and this is one of the few times I think I did this. I saw just like some random trailer. I can't remember how old I was. Probably 13 or something like that. Fuck, I don't remember. But
I think I know what title you're gonna say, but go ahead.
I went to Sam Goody. I know that.
Mm.
Actually, I picked up Dirty Pair Flash.
Oh.
Oh, all right. I don't know why, but I was picturing Devil Hunter Yoko.
I saw that before I bought that, but I rented that.
Mm.
I'm talking about, and I understand what he's talking about. There is kind of a charm to going in and buying things like that.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that I like about cons as much as because it's you're like in an anime superstore.
Exactly.
Now the obviously the landscape here is much different than Japan or anything like that, and unless you're next to like a book off or something like that,
Right.
you're not gonna have those,
Oh, I would just lose my mind.
you're not gonna have those opportunities.
Yeah.
But I can actually tie something in here because it's very similar, and it basically is the same thing. Like, I'm a big music guy, and it's the same thing. If you go to like a Best Buy and stuff, their collection is just shrinking. It's getting smaller. They don't have the new. The only thing you can really get there with any guarantee is usually like the newest pop bullshit single or whatever.
That's like me and.
But come on, man.
That's like me and also like toy buying, where it's, even though I find it easier to order online of the stuff that I like, but at the same time I have like heavy nostalgia for like the days of when I used to like go to like Toys R Us and like be able to find anything I wanted. That was but now it's like the stuff that's domestic is so hard to get. The distribution is like garbage here in the modern. Plus, it's like the price rise, but you're not paying. The quality doesn't match what you're paying. Where I just would rather buy something Japanese.
Okay, well, that's not really what I was getting at. I was actually trying to say that while it is shrinking and whatnot, if I want something specifically, I almost always have to go online because there's no real just pure music stores around here, to where I can just walk in and or even like order something and pre-order something there.
Right.
I pretty much have to use an online channel, and that's just
that's like me and toys also. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's like me and Airsoft.
But the thing with that is, one, it's not going to go back to that.
No.
Okay, there's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's just more efficient. To flat out be able to just grab whatever you want and they'll have it, And that's part of the reason is they're just being killed by these online distros because variety, you don't have to take a chance on going in somewhere and just not being there.
And it's especially the big stores that are getting killed by this.
Oh yeah, they're mark my words, and I read this in Forbes actually. Of all things, Forbes. Oh, yeah. I think I actually read this at the dentist or something. So I wasn't just reading Forbes, like sitting there.
Yeah, that's something I would do.
Between episodes of Valve Rave, I'm reading Forbes. No, but I was reading it, and it said that Best Buy within like 4 years will be so completely screwed. Like it's gonna close up shop.
I don't think it's gonna take that short a time, but it's definitely on its way out.
I just remembered. I think it was like 2 years ago at this point, but still recent enough. I remember going into an FYE, and the anime they had was like from the Genion era.
Oh yeah,
like
FYE's got a lot of.
Yeah, they had Deers. They had Strawberry
Razafon.
Anyway.
Okay, let's go.
It's last email.
Yeah.
This one's coming from Cube the Third of Podcast Zero.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Great podcast, great last podcast, by the way, guys.
All right, and it goes like this. Hey guys, this is Cube the Third from Podcast Zero. Hopefully you all have been doing well, and I have some questions and a statement. Okay, first question. If you guys were offered a tour to any anime studio, what studio would it be and why?
Oh,
Oh, ouch.
I'm gonna say either Kyoani or Shaft.
Does it have to? Yeah. Does it have to be like a? Does it have to be like one of the ones that's? Does it even have to be one that's technically, still making stuff or?
I'll just say let's keep it current.
Yeah. Okay. Then. Okay. Yeah. It would probably have to be either Kyoani or Shaft, but Trigger would probably be interesting too. Because
I would probably go if I had like a third tier. There's so many to choose from. Anything from like A1 Pictures or Double Kobo, Doga
Doga
Kobo.
Kobo.
Yeah, something like that.
Lilith.
How that? Poro. You want Poro?
Or Pixie.
I'd probably go with either Shaft or Madhouse.
Ooh, good call.
So JC Staff, how's that? What?
You would just be trolling them.
Yeah.
I could just see you being like on one of these little like moving like conveyor belts, like you just every little thing you're going by, you're commenting on. Just like, oh yeah, I remember that show was terrible.
It's awful.
It's like that show was stupid, but it was funny.
But honestly, I actually don't hate JC Staff that much. They've made a
No. They're just
No.
really
It's
inconsistent.
just hit and miss.
But yeah, it would be just like, so how's that show about the nuns stabbing their ears? How's that going along?
So
Right.
for contemporary, I'm gonna have to go with probably Shaft actually.
I mean,
Alright.
if we wanted to go back in time, I would have loved to seen like Art Mick or 80s equivalent of 80s AIC where they were making all those.
If we had the time machine, I'd like to go back to like I'd like to go back to either Evangelion era or Otaku no Video era Gainax.
Gainax, yeah. Actually,
And you could watch Hideki Anno have his mental breakdown.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, cheer up, you're about to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And probably piss off an unbelievable amount of people at the same
And
time.
unintentionally make a new anime sex symbol.
Who happens to be a soulless host that's a clone.
Because that was not his intention with Rei Ayanami.
No, not at all.
No, but it happened. That's the funny thing. Okay, but yeah, all right. If talking contemporary, but if we were talking about just overall, obviously I gotta see Sunrise.
Meet face to face with Yoshimiki Tomino.
I don't know. For some reason, I get the feeling that he would just yell at me.
So about this new Gundam, how many people are gonna die?
Like, could I have a kill count? And what about Garze's wing?
So about that Garzy's wing. Tell me.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Well, how about brain powered? I said get him out of here. Okay.
Anyway, continuing. Alright, so since the first episode of Sailor Moon Crystal is out, what are your first impressions? I personally dug it, but that CG and the transformation scene made me groan a little. I don't think any of us have seen it.
I saw only the transformation scene on the, but honestly, I just do not care that. I'm so like just unpumped for. I feel like I should be, but
I'm gonna watch it at some point.
I've seen some pictures, like some just snapshots and stuff, but I actually haven't seen the episode yet.
Yeah, me neither.
Like I said, I was gone most of this weekend was just family time, as lame as that is. Barbecue, out hanging out with relatives and pondering the world, I guess.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Yeah, either somebody's lighting fireworks or we're being shot at.
Alright, and the email continues. A little thing on the Lolicon CNN controversy. I feel like it's real stupid we have to go on a moral crusade on Lolicon to protect the children, when really, to my knowledge, real children are not even involved in the production of lolly media. I understand there are people who find it disgusting and reprehensible, but that's on them. They do not have to consume that media. What also bothers me is when someone gets judged for liking Lolicon. I like lolly media, but would I ever touch a real kid inappropriately? Hell no. It offends me that people are quick to label people a pedo because of that. I hope to see more people call out CNN on this. I will never look at their station or go to their website again. Speaking of this, I hope I can have you all on for a discussion on Lolicon. It won't be the next episode that'll do this, but it'll happen on episode 20 of Podcast Zero. Thank you all for reading this email, and keep up the great work.
By the way, I am. Anytime you want, I'm willing to do the one about the Hidamari sketch because I got the Blu-rays now. I'm gonna watch them real soon, so I'll be basically like real pumped about talking about Hidamari sketch for that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we most certainly are going to cover that on our own at some point.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to get guests.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll try to get some kind of different variety going on there.
Yeah.
I still wish that we could get do an episode and get like some Anti-Moe Brigade guy, and like open up a discussion.
They wouldn't. Because having been running ShizLostControl.net for like 3 years now, they don't engage.
Some like not. Cody Baller.
No, Cody Bayer is not coming on this podcast.
Okay, but moving along.
Moving on, this is basically what we've been saying for a while. The Moral Crusade is completely unfounded. No one ever has any kind of actual hard evidence that this stuff actually causes children to be harmed, and it's all predicated on I don't like this thing, so it shouldn't exist.
This is icky, make it go away.
Exactly.
Which which is basically like 90. This is a pure bullshit number I'm pulling out of my ass, but like 90% of most of your moral crusading seems to have that kind of overarching,
Oh yeah.
mindset that I don't like this or this is icky, make it go away.
Exactly.
This exists and it should.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I've told,
and it should not.
Because I tried telling that to Gerald, of course Daryl didn't let that post go. But
Naturally.
Just because something offends you doesn't mean that it shouldn't exist.
Exactly.
This
I don't like Flowers of Evil. I'm not going to say it shouldn't exist.
But this type of argumentation shows up just in general, though. Not even anime. Like, this is one of the big things about guns, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Like you seem to hear, like, I don't like these, they should go away. Otaku
stuff is icky.
Not to say that, like, guns and sexual material are necessarily, in cahoots or anything like that. I'm just saying the mentality seems to be somewhat.
But didn't you know? Moe fans are also right.
Or they're also
gun-toting
conservatives.
Yeah, they're right. Yeah, the conservative Moe fan.
I just have this freaking. I don't know. I'm sure somebody has seen something like this, and it doesn't help, by the way.
Which I'm sure that I think
Ponies Romney or some shit.
I think the people who think that are probably people who took Junichi Hart's tweets seriously. That's my only explanation.
Certainly, but and I think that's the other thing. It's if you're not in the same like super ultra liberal leftist,
gobbledygook.
Yeah, if you're to the right,
Yeah.
if you're still like to the left and the north, you're not left
Yeah.
enough.
Exactly.
And that's the weird thing because okay, I let out a little personal information here, I guess. I've always considered myself to be actually fairly liberal. Believe it or not. And I am accused of being all kinds of things. Some of which don't make any sense at all.
Yep.
You know, like how to put this? I don't know. Like you can't be over here if you thought the Occupy Wall Street people were idiots. Like that, almost like that, you know.
Yeah.
Or if
You know, or how about the fact that these people didn't really do anything, 2. Well, okay, not true. They got pepper sprayed. Oh, and somebody got raped. By the way.
That's
well,
nice. That's real nice to have in your political movement. But go on.
massive drug use, you know. And anyway, whatever.
The corporation buildings, in the corporations in their corporation buildings, and they sit there and try to make money.
Well, we all know how they feel about money.
But that's the thing. If you're not with me on like all these political issues that I'm on, and that I have to extend into the media, that not only the media that I consume, but the media I don't consume. If you're not on board with that, then you're the complete opposite. That's the enemy to me.
You're either with us or you're with the Moe fans.
Exactly.
Yeah, you sound like W.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Which is hilarious.
Because you probably didn't like W.
No.
Not you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I liked him for humor. But come on,
I think the whole conservative Moe thing comes from the whole like, they probably thinking that these Moe girls are being subservient and it's sexist.
They're not doing
thus
anything.
It's conservative.
Not real.
They're not real.
Thus it's being conservative. Thus it's like unprogressive and what. I guess that's their perspective.
Well, their thing is
reality anime is apolitical.
Yeah, if a work of media has if a work of media has something in it, then it's endorsing that thing.
Well, yeah. Plus, there's that idea that you can't watch something, or seemingly you can't watch something that has a completely different outlook on things than you do.
Right.
And be able to watch it, you know, and not like,
it.
Yeah, like it does not compute type of thing, which is really weird because what do we really have in common with the Japanese politics? I mean, really, you know, the kind of political landscape that informs Japan, not exactly like ours.
No.
Also, the political system there and the anime industry are like completely two different things.
Well, even if they weren't, that really still doesn't work because our political system is its like own universe.
Yeah.
Like most of the left wingers in this country are considered right wingers by Europeans. And that's not even a joke. Just ask them. You know, I talk to my Scandinavian friends, and they're like, they think that like our current leaders and stuff are right wingers, and like, you know, like not, and it just kind of makes me scratch my head, like, huh? But that's a perspective thing now.
Yeah, it's a perspective thing.
A lot of those countries are socialists and are genuinely socialists.
Yes.
And not like, you know, the kind of half, you know, we dream it so we be it kind of shit. You know. So anything that, strong military or any of that kind of stuff, starts, at least my conversations with them, make them concerned. I don't know. But when you talk to people from like Norway or Sweden or something like that, it becomes really apparent that our political system, I mean, it does affect the world at large, but at the same time, it's so.
It's different.
It just is.
Just most of these. Notice how most of these people that hate this stuff is generally from here in the UK.
Yep.
Well, I mean, of all the European, areas, obviously we're the closest to them.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, but,
So
but
it's not only that they come from here; they can't understand that, or they can't or don't want to gain perspective and understand that this is coming from a different culture and that it's going to be different, and that you might not agree politically with the stuff in here, but because you're consuming the media from another culture, you need to understand that.
Well, lest we forget that England also was the great colonizer too.
Yeah.
So they went to numerous places and pretty much tried to stamp out the native area religion, and not just religion, but the native culture, actually, would be a better word, and kind of try to replace it with their own, really. Which that was successful in some cases more than others. And there's still places that really hate them, by the way. A lot of people from India are not too fond of the British. But that's well beyond the scope of this podcast. But.
Yeah. So basically, I guess my
NTR
point
politics and social
politics
issues.
and anime.
Yeah.
So I guess the point of all this is that there are a lot of people in this Western fan base who think it's not just think it's appropriate, but that part of their whole thing is that they gotta inject all this stuff into the anime that they watch, and it can make for interesting discussion, but these people aren't looking for discussion. They're just looking to grandstand and be hyper political about this stuff, and it's just not designed for that. It's not intended for that, especially from the perspective of someone on our side of the pond.
Right, and I'm not saying all of them are like this, but let's be fair. There's a healthy amount of these people that are just what we'd call Americentric.
Yeah.
Like we are the world.
I want anime for us and us only, because apparently we got more people here, right?
Well,
right?
it's not just that, but it's that they don't think it matters, looking at it from a perspective that isn't compatible with the perspective that is coming from its culture. They think that some of these people literally think that Japan and America are similar enough that it doesn't matter if you look at anime from a Western perspective or a Japanese perspective, because apparently our two cultures are similar enough. And that's
I love the whole. Part
of that comes from. I think part of that mentality comes from, which is true to an extent, but the way they, like, cultural hegemony, wouldn't you say? Because wherever we go, we think, or we're connected to.
To a certain extent, but these are people who should be educated enough about the medium and about the culture that it comes from, that they know that that's a stupid assertion to make.
Sorry about that. I've got a dry throat right now.
Also, what is it? The whole, like, when they say it's like it's taking over everything, but it's a niche. It's
Well, see,
That's just them being dumb.
Well, yeah. How can it affect birth rates if it's not very big? Okay, so there's really only one or two ways this could be. One, you're lying and it's bigger than it is.
Or two, you're lying and it's smaller than it is.
Either way,
the other.
You know, stop trying to divide by 0. It's not going to work.
In any case, that's the show.
Yeah, I think it's time to wrap this. We're getting...
Like, for real, I'm starting to... I need water. Unlike you, I don't have, like, a canteen just sitting right there. Need a flask or something.
The email address is ntrradio@gmail.com. The website is she'slostcontrol.net/podcast. You can find VZ's stuff at vzmk2moi and mekagatai.wordpress.com. You should listen to Podcast Zero. They're at she'slostcontrol.net/podcast 0. They're really good. You can check out the live streams and watch old ones on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/TENubis. Check out the Geeky Panda stuff, youtube.com/geekypandablog, because his stuff's really good as well. I'm Tom Enforcer Anubis.
I'm K-Gods.
And I'm VZ Mark II with 2 Hitting Mars Sketch Blu-rays.
Mission successful.
And even though we move up a tier every time we say it, this is NTR Radio.